Hey, Tej here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin with Elliott Wave Theory. Before going into the analysis itself, I wanted to let you know that I have a Patreon where you can find Elliott Wave Basics course, access to weekly live streams and more. Thank you for your support. Let's get into the analysis next. Starting here on 4-hour time frame, and again looking at the RSI indicator that I have. Now we have printed a couple different red background colors here, so that generally means that we are very much oversold on multiple indicators at the same time. Last time we had these was at these tops that we had here, then we had a couple of these peaks that we had here as this 4-hour time frames, and again we have now printed two of them having even divergence between these two on 4-hour time frame. That is giving us signals to the potential downside again. Now we have not yet taken out the highs here, which is a good thing. If we do, then we need to be significantly thinking about the potential counts that we have much further, saying that instead of this being a start of something coming down, and it could be some kind of end of something. But again, until that happens, that we break these highs or break the highs on RSI, we don't need to be thinking about that. Now we had a couple of different ideas on smaller time frames. Again, the overall idea was that we had a impulse wave coming down here as a 5-way structure into A or wave 1. Then we would be looking for wave B or wave 2 here as some kind of 3-way structure as a correction, correcting this previous move over here. The idea overall was that we had a 5-way structure in here. Again, the reason why 5-wave is just because of the extensions that we had here. We don't get to the 0.618 extension if we had a structure like so. We didn't have perfect look either, so that's why I preferred this as a 5-way structure like so. Then again, a 3-way structure coming back into the lows of wave B at this around the 30th of December. And then again, we had this potential impulse wave from the lows. We have a couple of different variations of this, how you want to be counting it, but again, this is just one of them. We don't need to be too precise on this at the moment, but again, this is just one of the counts. This suggests that we have a diagonal here into wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So a nested 1, 2 structure here. The reason why I don't really like this is the RSI here being lower. Does not really fit too well into the idea. So that's why I don't really like this, nor would I play for it per se, just as a lone count. If there is multiple counts saying that, okay, we are pivoting up from here to the higher side, I'm still going to be taking that long setup. However, I'm not specifically playing this count. But again, we can be still labeling this. There's nothing really invalid about this. We have not taken out the lows here with this previous wave 2, nor this wave 2 has taken out the lows. Again, we have only so few invalidations in Elliott Wave, so we definitely need to be looking through all the counts that we can see. So in here again, we would have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and potential 5th here ending already, or this would be some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 would be very short if we was here at that point. Again, this 5th would end here. That would end also the 3rd wave that started from here. What I do like about this count is the fact that we have highest high here on 3rd of 3rd of 3rd of 3rd. So again, that is telling us that, okay, we have had the most momentum. Now we are creating structures that will be overlapping again with each other and creating these 4s and 5s ending counts or ending structures until the whole thing is done. The similar thing that we saw in here should be replicated basically here, because again, the wave 2s are the ones that would be overlapping in this scenario. But yeah, we have a couple of different targets here overall. Nothing really major. We are still yet to tag any kind of golden pocket here, which would be around 17.56k. I already had short setups from here, as we were talking about on at least Discord, maybe on the videos as well, where this was definitely a potential 5-way structure coming down, and I had this as a potential wave 1 or wave A. We got invalidated when the price got below here or beyond here. I'm still on some shorts on altcoins where this same structure was present, where we had a 5-way structure coming down. I had limit shorts set up for the pullback, and I think ETH and Bitcoin were the only ones actually that took out the highs on that so far. But again, if this continues to create these structures up higher, these 3s and 4s, there is very much of a potential of getting out of those shorts as well. But yeah, that is the structure here. Again, we have had issues with the previous structures as well, with the overlaps, and especially structures like this, where we have just a mess of structures here. I can't really explain that according to this count at all. Maybe we have some kind of diagonal here that is very ugly, but I can't really explain that at the moment. So just going to zoom out and looking for the next count, right? Other one where we would have this as again ABC, overall wave 1 here, 3-wave, 3-wave, 3-wave into wave 1 or wave W, and then 3-wave pullback. On smaller time frame or a bit higher time frame, we do get that lower high, a divergence with the hidden divergence, so creating a lower high on RSI and higher low on price against this previous low, and then we would be pulling up higher. That is something that I do like. And also this would fit the idea that this structure here would be a 3-way structure, which definitely has a very decent look on it. Extension wise, again, if you can see that here, let's put it on the left side so you can actually see the numbers. We can see that we are tagging the 1.236, which again is more of a bearish target than anything else. Overall as well, with this being a 1-2, we are tagging basically the 1-to-1 for that third wave, or the wave Y. As well. So again, more bearish targets. Overall 1.236 extension to these highs, not very bullish in my opinion. Again, if we are looking at this complete whole thing as a completed possibility, we are tagging the 1.382. So again, we're not there for any more of a bullish count as of yet. Because again, we have not yet hit these bullish targets here, even locally. If we want to be turning more bullish, again, 1.618, tag that at least, go beyond the golden pocket here, and then we can turn into more bullish and look at the impulse wave count that I had presented just before, a bit more as a more realistic target, I feel like. But again, we do have these divergences here. So again, there is at least some kind of momentum shifting already at the moment. And if this is indeed a 3rd and 5th, then we can expect downwards. If this indeed is already complete as an ABC here, then we would be looking for a partner leg of this magnitude coming down. And yeah, it would be a big drop. I had another idea here. Actually, I think this was J Rune on Discord had this idea where we would end a diagonal here onto wave 1. The issue that I had previously with this was this structure here on smaller time frames. A lot of overlapping structures here, which is why I couldn't really talk myself into having this as a third wave. I've seen a lot of people who are saying this as a 5-way move here, as a potential diagonal. There is overlap here, at least on Bitcoin Binance futures, between this high here and the potential wave 4. And the issue that I had was just this structure. This need to be a impulsive wave structure, because third waves are always an impulse wave. It can't be a diagonal. Of course, the wave 1 of it could be a diagonal, but again, even if it is, and we are saying, okay, sure, we have a diagonal here somehow. The issue is that we are again having overlap between these two highs here. You can see that more prevalent on smaller time frames, but maybe we have to adjust this to be a some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 extension on 5th. At that point, again, we could be saying that, okay, that is fine. And then we would have a 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Fine, I guess. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. I'm not quite sure. But again, it doesn't really have the right look in my opinion. The extension targets as well are not there. We don't tag the 1.618 here for the third wave. But yeah, sometimes that just doesn't happen. So there are issues with this count as well, but again, we might need to be overlooking a bit if we want to be having these counts. But it's kind of still fine. We can basically always force a count if we want to. But yeah, I'm not sure if that is too valid. Overall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, same as we had on the other impulse wave count, and instead here we would have this as a third wave or something. Instead of having multiple thirds and fourths to come, instead we would just have this last bay. So again, we have multiple counts that are saying that, okay, we are closing on to the end of this whole thing. We have double divergence here, a third of third, and the third against the fifth here on third. So one more high here after this wave 4, and then this whole thing should be done. This, again, we have to be saying that it is a 3-way move instead of a 5, because again, we had taken out these highs here. But yeah, that is that. Wave 4 should be staying beyond these 17.1. If it goes below those, like so, then we need to be starting to look at maybe this is not very likely anymore, because again, generally high degree wave 4s don't take out the previous wave 4s. That is of course possible, but even if we are going to be taking that, we can see that we are getting closer and closer to the 0.5 retracement here of that move. So again, once we tag the 0.5 or go beyond that, the probability is significantly reduced that this is a wave 4. So keep that in mind when we are looking into this count here. Those are the higher time frame degrees that I would be looking at. I'm definitely looking for scalp potentials here for upside moves still. I'm still on my main ideas are still to the downside already. Not sure if S&P 500 and the other indices are going to keep us going a bit higher still. I'm already in shorts on S&P 500 and Nasdaq. We'll see how those are going. Nasdaq is definitely on the red side. I think S&P 500 is still on the positive side, but yeah, we'll see how those goes. But not really a good looking structure. I can't really say that this is a clear 5-way structure, so I can't really end this count like so easily. So instead of trying to catch a knife here and trying to catch anything here on higher time frame, I might be just looking for a pullback like we had on this potential 5-way structure here, and entering on a pullback here like so. Because again, when we were rising up in here, this definitely felt like it was some kind of overlapping structure, so it mimics a lot more of a corrective structure. This here looked so good. Why? Was because again, we had taken out the previous consolidation area with this very fast dump, and the consolidation afterwards climbing up higher correctively had the very good potential chance of us just going down very fast. But again, it went against us this time, and that's why again you need to be practicing your risk management. But yeah, I think that is pretty much everything I want to cover on Bitcoin at this very moment. Not really clear trades at the moment, but again, it's good to analyze and know where we are at and what kind of things we are at least expecting for the market. But I think that does it for now. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video. Bye bye.